Now,
on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
O'Connor and Company.
It's 8:06. It's O'Connor and Company this Thursday morning. Thanks for tuning in. In 1 hour, we'll hand it off to Chris Plant. In 30 minutes, I'm really looking forward to this conversation. For those of you who saw Sound of Freedom, you know that Jim Caviezel was portraying a real-life person, Tim Ballard. He is the featured character in that movie, and his lifelong quest now against the evil of human trafficking, child trafficking. He was on testifying on Capitol Hill yesterday, and he's going to join us coming up in 30 minutes. And I know Mercedes Schlapp, it's a huge issue for you. In fact, you've created a whole initiative through CPAC about human trafficking, right?
Yep. We launched our CPAC Center for Combating Human Trafficking. We're working actually with not only congressional leaders on the federal level, but also at the state level. And we had the great honor of working with actually our next guest, one of his incredible director for anti-human trafficking efforts, Tanya Golden, who is an amazing advocate here in Virginia to save people's lives, people who have been impacted, these victims who have been impacted due to human trafficking. Let's bring in Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares to sort of expand on that. Mr. Attorney General, always good to talk with you. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with you. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, tell us about this 100% Business Alliance Against Trafficking. What can you do at the state level about this issue?
Well, I mean, listen, on a global scale, the single largest criminal enterprise is narcotics. The second is human trafficking. It's a $150 billion international crime problem. And we've seen a lot of horrific outcomes from the COVID pandemic and the shutdown. We've seen an explosion of child pornography. We've also seen an explosion of child exploitation, unfortunately. And you have seen it. It happens in every community. I say it's a crime that happens in plain sight. Our office worked with some of our federal partners we announced several convictions of a human trafficking ring out of Williamsburg, over 80 victims in that situation. And what that started off with was somebody saw something and they called in and made a tip. And so what we realized is that our businesses, are particularly those that work in the hotel industry or the entertainment industry, they're interacting with human trafficking victims on a daily basis. Sometimes they don't even know it. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to partner with our businesses and say, listen, if you can commit to getting 100% of your employees trained, and we have a very easy training module. It's about 30 minutes long, but it really will instruct your employees of the signs to look for, what to look for in human trafficking. You'll be part of our 100% Business Alliance Against Trafficking. We'll recognize you, but it's doing the right thing, because if you see something, you could say something. And human trafficking is happening, and it affects everybody. It can happen to socioeconomic levels. We've had individuals that come from very wealthy families that their child gets exploited online and falls into it. We obviously have people that come from broken homes and broken families that get exploited as well. We've seen an explosion of familial trafficking, people that are dealing with addiction, that they are so dealing with the throes of addiction that they actually traffic their own child or their younger sibling. And so parents have to be vigilant. We want to work with our businesses and have them be partners with us and be really at the front lines. 86% of human trafficking victims have interacted with a medical provider while they've been trafficked. In other words, they've literally been sitting in a doctor's or a nurse's office, and the medical provider didn't even know that. And if you think about that, businesses are interacting with victims every day. We want to give them the right tools to be able to spot it and report it.
Yeah, I got to say, this is an incredible effort from your leadership on building out this Business Alliance Against Trafficking. How do businesses get involved if they want to be part of receiving this workforce training resource?
Well, I mean, they can contact us through our website, ag.virginia.gov. That is an easy way to go through that. Our website. They can also contact our office, 804-786-1780, 786-1780. 804 is the Richmond area code. I think that is the easiest way. The module is a very, very simple module. It's online that we could set up. We could send it to them. They certify their employees have all watched it. It can be part of their new employee training for all new employees, and then it really is simple as getting everybody together on an individual basis and confirm that they've received the training. And I think the idea would be that we suddenly have Virginians every day that are trained and they know what to look for. Somebody that shows up, they don't have an ID. Their ID is missing. They're branded. A lot of these human traffickers will literally put branding marks and tattoo marks on their victims, sometimes it's their neck, to exert psychological control of them. Are they disheveled? Are they avoiding eye contact? You can start seeing signs as well. But listen, it also means looking at when you have individuals, even in a household. This is what's so scary, is a child can be exploited online. A child is more likely to meet a predator online than they are to meet them on the street. Because we've seen so many people because of COVID shutting down society, children can be exploited online. Somebody strikes a friendship with them. They say they're a 14 or 15-year-old. They get them to send them a compromising photo, and then they have them, and then they can blackmail them. Yeah. They can literally put them on webcams and other. So your child can literally be exploited in your own home. It's not just they're get snatched on the street or they suddenly run away from home. It can happen in your own home, and so we want to educate parents as much, in many ways, as businesses, of the signs to look for.
Yeah, one of the most disturbing aspects of this horrific story is the fact that the U.S. is the number one consumer. This is a supply and demand issue, and sadly, Americans are on the demand side of it, and we got to be. It's an evil plague on our nation's conscience. Mr. Attorney General, if I could turn your attention, as I often do, to Loudoun County and specifically the school system there. Thank you for whatever contribution you had in informing the governor's choice to pardon Scott Smith. That was great news. But Mr. Smith was arrested that day in Loudoun County at the school board meeting because he was trying to articulate what happened to his daughter due to the transgender bathroom policy that they jammed through. Now, because the governor has put forth model policies that would upend those bathroom policies, the Loudoun County School Board, it looks like they're going to defy the governor. What can you at the state level as the Attorney General do to force these school boards to take up these policies?
Well, I mean, at the heart of this, what the governor has articulated is the simple truth that parents matter. And no parent wakes up in the morning and says they want to co-parent with the government. And I think what I find a little bit astonishing, what the Loudoun School Board and others are essentially saying is, we acknowledge we cannot give your child so much as an aspirin at school without parental permission. But we can change your child's pronoun and not even tell you. In fact, instruct the teacher not to tell you.
And give them different clothes and give them counseling and let them. But what can the power of your office do to actually force this issue?
So the way the model policy was written, it was written under Governor Northam, and the individual cause of action is actually with the parent, not with the Attorney General. So I think you're going to see some litigation shortly, and then we will monitor and be standing ready to assist and participate in any case on a case-by-case basis. Just to remind you, this is, to take you back what happened with the masking case. The governor signed the executive order. Several school districts decided to defy the masking case. Parents are the ones that brought the suit. Our office filed a motion to intervene and argue the case.
So it has to begin
everything. Okay. It begins with parents.
So a parent will have standing to actually bring it, and then the state, the Commonwealth of Virginia, will then join that or assist in that action.
That's the game plan.
Based on the facts of the case.
On a case on the facts of the case, yes, sir. But that's kind of where we're at. We will, since day one, we've stood with parents. We'll continue to do so.
Attorney General Jason Miyares, thank you, sir. Good talking with you.
Thank you.